Today's video will walk you through the steps on requesting reimbursement for other expenses through your professional development funds, or PDTR. To begin with, you will go to the UPEI webpage and log into My UPEI. You will then need to go to the finance website and fill out the form for hospitality, entertainment, and other expenditures. I'm going to pull up that form. I have this form already started. I have filled out the information that is required on the form. At the bottom of the page, there's instructions for how to fill this out if you've never filled out this form before. And there's also a sample of what it should look like. On the claim form, you want to use the account number of your professional development fund as the account for the reimbursement to go through. If you do not know your professional development account number, I'm going to show you where you can find that in My UPEI. So I filled out all of the information on this form. The next thing I would need to do then is print it off and then get the required signatures as per the hospitality and entertainment policy. So now I am going to go into My UPEI and fill out a request for payment. So I go into the self-service menu, financial information. I'm going to pop into budget summary for 1 second and show you where you can see your account number. So under budget summary, you will see all of the general ledger or GL accounts that you have access to. So in my particular case, I have my professional development account here. It gives me the description of my account and it will say general and your name. Also, it will have information on the funds that are in your account. So under the actual heading, I can click into my details on my fund and it tells me then the amounts of my allocation for the current year, any carry forward amounts, and any clawbacks that might have occurred. At the bottom, it has my grand total. So I'm just going to close this window. I'm going to go back up to self-service help or self-service and go into request a payment. So because I'm filling out the request for payment to reimburse myself, I'm going to check mark reimburse myself. If you have someone else that is submitting the claim on your behalf, for example, administrative assistant, they will go in and select pay vendor and select your name from the vendor table. I'm going to hit submit. Now, what I need to do is fill out the areas on this claim form that haven't already been pre-populated. So the request date will be today's date. I'm going to put in the same date as need by date. My invoice number is going to follow the format of EC, which stands for expense claim, then the date that's on my claim form, and then my initials. All right, all of my information is populated down here. In the comments box, I'm going to put a PDTR and a brief description of the item that I'm requesting reimbursement for. Item description, I put my name and subtotal. Quantity will be 1. Now I have to refer back to my claim form to get my subtotal amount. So on my claim form here, under subtotal is my amount, $286. So I'll go back in here, I'll put in the amount. I will go to Cost Center and select my professional development account. The next line I will put my name. This time I need to put the HST or GST amount that I have paid. So I'll refer back to my claim form again. The total for the GST HST here. So I'll put that amount in here. Select my professional development account again. My tax codes, I'm selecting no tax. And next approval, you don't need to put anything in there. That will populate on its own. So I hit submit. Okay, and information about my voucher then appears. So my voucher number is highlighted here. I'm going to note that number because I will need that again later on. Next thing you want to take note of is your voucher status. So in this particular case, my voucher is not approved. That's okay. What needs to be done next is I need to forward my claim form and my receipts to the finance department. Once it has been received there, either the accounts payable manager or the assistant manager of procurement and payment services will go in and mark my voucher as outstanding. So once they have received all of the backing documentation, they'll mark your voucher as outstanding, and that will put it into the queue to be processed by accounts payable. All right, so that's what this next approval piece is waiting for. It's just your documentation to arrive. So I've put it into my UPEI. Everything is good there. I'm going to hit OK. The next thing I need to do now is I need to go and take my claim form that I have printed off with all the signatures on it. I'm going to take it and scan it and then email the scanned copy to invoices@upei.ca. I need to put in my subject line identification of what I'm sending to the finance department. So I'm going to put in PDTR, my name, my expense claim reference number. So that's the number that I created. And then I'm also going to put in my voucher number. So that's the number that I wrote down when I completed my request for payment. So all of these pieces will go together and will help accounts payable identify all of your paperwork and your expense claim. So I will attach then to here the scanned copies of my hospitality, entertainment, and expense claim form and the receipts that go along with it. Please make sure to scan your documents in an upright format so that they'll be easy to read when it comes into the accounting office. You also do not need to forward your paper copies to financial services. You can keep those in your office for any audit purposes or future reference. So no paper copies have to go to financial services. And one other thing to note is any assets that are acquired with professional development funds remain the property of the university. So you may be contacted by procurement and payment services to have your asset tagged for inventory purposes, but you'll be contacted in regards to that. I wanted to show you here where we're going to keep some of this information for future reference. So under self-service help in my UPEI, we have information on frequently asked questions. We're going to put our videos in here. There's also going to be written steps for the video that I've showed you today, so you can reference that if you need to. Also, if you have any questions or concerns or you need help with anything in my UPEI, you can click on this question mark here and put in a support ticket, and depending on what area you need assistance in, you will be contacted as soon as possible to help you with your inquiry. Thank you for watching the video today, and have a great day.